Namaste, everybody, and welcome to Aphinya Yoga. I am Aphinya. It's allowed me to take a deep breath because it had been so long that I have been away, unable to make any video since I went to school for my final and pregnant and give birth. And after that, my beautiful daughter Taya has been demanding my attention ever since. And I have to say, I personally crave to be on the mat badly. However, the most important thing that I come back to the mat for me is that I realize that life becomes busier, especially as a mother. And if we don't crave the time for ourselves to center, to be grounded, and find peace in the chaos of life, besides take care of the daughter almost like 24/7, we have to, me personally, clean the house, cook food, pay bills, and all of that. I feel like my times are not enough and I feel overwhelmed very quickly. It's a good lesson to remember why yoga is important. And it's also a very good lesson to know why practicing yoga not only on the mat, because many times I want to come on the mat and move my body and I never get a chance to do it. And I, at the beginning, feel so sad and want to give up. And when I get a chance to come to the mat, my body doesn't act the same it is. And this is also the reason why I'm doing this video, because I want as mother to not give up and also feel that even though our journey through, let's say physical exercise has been pushed back, but we can slowly, gradually reclaim our mind, body, emotional back. But we have to let the past go and be in the present moment. I feel weak and tight ever in my entire life since I gave birth, since I have to take care of my daughter and I don't have really able to set time to be on the mat. And I also developed the wrist injury from holding her when she turned 3 to 4 months. Now she turned 6. I'm still having kind of issue with my wrist. I have been practicing yoga a little bit here and there and use the yoga to heal my wrist. And I'm going to continue doing that. So this video is just to get back on the mat, practice where I am or where you are, and do the best we can with the time we have to give whatever the body can have at the moment and just build on it. So let's start. Come down on the child pose and take a deep breath. Take a couple moments to remember to be grounded. I'm going to go up into a dolphin pose with the block on my hand. Now, since the time I have is not much, so I use this little time and get the most out from it. And dolphin plus downward facing dog, they are giving us almost the same thing, is to stretch the back, to opening the chest, and to stretch the hamstring and the calf muscles. But dolphin pose require more from you, so you have to be strong and opening enough to go this deep. And I have some of those left, so I'm using it. Come onto the toe and just kind of stretch the toes as well. Draw the shoulder blades on the back and you put your chest back.
And try to pedal the feet. Oh yeah, hamstrings and calf muscles are really tight. Try to get the heels back, pressing down to the floor, and the back muscles, like the muscles in the back of the leg is really stretching. I move the jaw, then it go from here to forearm plank. Dolphin pose. Inhale, forearm plank. Oh my God, it just feels so weak. Exhale, dolphin pose. Then go up to now downward facing dog. It is really important, especially for us. Come down to the knees if you need to make sure that the alignment of the palms and the wrists are really spot on. And it's really early in the morning. I might not move yet into the pose, so start to warm up the wrist first. Yeah. To put the palm, away from you and turn the fingers toward you and claw the floor, and you kind of move back and forward. It's opening the space right in front of the wrist. You do that. You're loosening up, warming it up, so I'm trying to move it in all the direction. And interestingly, for me, it feels safer to do it with the finger together, right there. What hurt most is when I spread the finger and move the thumb this direction, right there. That's when this space is hurting. So I'm trying to do it when I have the weight on it mindfully, to carry it and do it to its capacity and doesn't push beyond that. Okay, all right. So let's come onto all four. Just move the spine. In a circle. If you feel really tight, loosening up this big muscle first, I think is key. But if you don't really have it, you don't really have to move it. You can just go right into your practice. Go downward facing dog. And this is right here. I really be very mindful with my wrist. I keep my elbow bent slightly, my knee bent slightly, and use the breath to really stretch the back. And also strengthening the wrist at the same time. And come forward to plank. Wave back. And just let the wrist carrying weight slowly. And then push the weight away from the wrist. Balance on the right, lift the left leg up. Bend the knee and kick it to the right. And square the shoulder. Extend the leg. Try to sprint the leg. Square the left hip. Step the left foot forward. I'm doing a standing split too and opening the hip to the right. Oh my. Just don't give up, mother. Then step the right leg back, pivot to the right, Pasarita Paduttanasana. Now we stretch like leg muscles. And you can do it with the body dangling, kind of loosening up the back muscle. You don't need to do that. Just go deep. Underneath the leg, you can bend one leg at a time. It's just anything that's allow you to loosen up, do so. You can also interlaced the hands and kind of opening the chest at the same time. But really realize on the strength of the leg. You keep hucking the chins in. Put your thighs apart. Then turn back to the front. Left foot forward. Warrior one. Hip flexor stretch right here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lunge. Square the hip. Oh, wow. You know, when you give birth, your core changed so much. I feel so weak and feel so kind of the muscle here is kind of split a bit. So I'm trying to be mindful to stretch it and also strengthening it. I'm going to go into side plank to the right here with the 3 post legs. Turn the chest up to the sky. And then square the chest back down. Left hand down, left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. It's going to do push-up. And for the wrist, right there. Keep the shoulder blades onto the back and really claw the floor with the finger pad. And then lift the right leg up, hips open. Just kind of split the leg the best I can. Kick first. And then bend the knee and then kick it to the left. Keep relaxing the neck muscles. I cannot believe how little of the energy I have now. Standing split on the right leg, left leg kick up. Relax the jaw. These sides, I'm going to go right into Warrior One right away. Yeah. So we are not doing this Pasarita on these sides. So make sure you rotate the back leg so your hips square toward the front edge of the mat. That when you get the maximum stretch from your hip flexors, which is on the back leg. Now when the hip flexor tight, it's going to pull your ribs open. So you have to draw your ribs in order to stretch that muscles. And then you lengthen the spine upward to decompress the lower back. Yeah. And you can interlate the hand behind the back to do chest opening on top of it if you want to. I kind of like it that. Neck's nice and long. Core is in. Oh my God. Taya is sleeping right now, side plank. So I'm gonna do this exercise as much as she allowed me to do, and then added it. Side plank. And then 3-legged dog. Plank. Ankle down with the hand. Straight arm width. Micro bend at the elbow. Chest forward. Claw the floor with the finger pads. For me, this is the place that I strengthening my wrist again. So I try to be really mindful to let the wrist carry weight properly. And I'm gonna tiptoe forward. Yeah. Into kind of handstand setup. Keep checking with the wrist. Yep, that feels good. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, stretch Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale. And then we do chair pose. So lift the toes, spread them, be on full corner to the feet. You root your tailbone down, draw your core in, and try to lengthening up, 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 up. Oh. Stand tall, inhale, balance on the left leg, right knee to the chest. I have to say, when you lose so much of your strength and flexibility, it feels so defeating. Like coming back to the mat, it's just like, should I give up? Warrior 2. Trikonasana, triangle. Now, I have to use block and block. Are great if you need them. I feel like my QL is so weak in my oblique. Especially these poses become so incredibly challenged. Can you imagine that? Yeah. Extend side angle pose. Lift the core, length, strong legs, strong core, shoulder blades back. I'm gonna get into the hamstring stretch first. Ardha Hanumanasana or Lanu stretch. Each exhale in this pose is an opportunity to stretch the hamstring. So just give to it, whatever you can get out from it, just let it be, mom. And then go into three-legged dog. Inhale, hips open, and get the left knee to the armpit. Yeah, push down. Again, this is for my wrist. Kick back it up. I'm gonna do left leg, kick to the right. It's another variation of the side plank. And turn open. Just be careful, that's the reason I hurt. So that alignment of pressing down is, placing it properly is important. Three-legged dog and then plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Back bend. Locust with the shoulder blade together. Lift the leg, interlace the hands. You know, when I gave birth and when I come back and do back bend with the belly on the floor, it feels so weird. Like I don't want the weight to be on it. Like these muscles are just, I don't know how to imagine, but to have weight on it and to let it carrying weight like that, it's just not gonna happen then. But slowly, gradually, it heals itself. And it feels a lot better, but it still feels really weak. It feels like it has like air, water in between the muscles. I'm gonna go back into dolphin pose again to get the maximum stretch out from my chest and my hamstring and my calf muscles. I probably have half an hour left. Tia just went down at around 9:30. Oh, I might have the 15 minutes left, so let's do the second side. Might have to say goodbye to myself, to my practice, and to you. Yeah. And I'm gonna go from here too. On the hand, go back forward. Uttanasana. Like with the spine here. Bow down, exhale. Chair push. This one I'm gonna interlate the hand, get the shoulder blades back, and move the weight toward the heel and try to get the forehead toward the knee. Draw the core in. So you have to be as heavy as at your heels the best you can. The ball is kind of light around the back. Stand tall. Press down to the feet. Inhale. Now balance on the right leg. Get the left knee to the chest. Now when you bring your left knee in, also move your thighs back, please. So then you're not tightening up your quad and compress the lower back. Yeah. You want to kind of hollow your groin muscle, engage the core, and really stand up nice and tall with the pressing down onto the standing leg. Warrior two. And Trikonasana. Block breeze. Need a little height. Lift through the core. Oh, yeah, right there. Turn the chest open, shoulder blades together. Next long. And extend side angle pose. This side is actually tighter than the other one. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Could not believe how weak I am. And let it go. Runner stretch. Oh, start to hear the baby. To me, pose like this is allow me with the accent to let those negative thoughts go and remember to be in the moment. I can only live in this moment, so the past, no matter how beautiful it is, I have to let it just go and embrace and be humble with what I have to be learning today. Okay, three-legged dog. Hips open and go knee to the same armpit. Right side, kick it back and up. And then thread the right leg through this hole. Land it on the little toe side edge. Turn the chest open. Push the weight back to the legs. Do variation of side plank without hyperextending the bottom elbow. And come back to three-legged dog. Inhale, plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. All right. Cobra. Now, make sure that your leg doesn't external rotate it and you'll be on your toe only. Okay? Internal rotate the legs and make sure that all like 5 toes are pressing down to the floor, okay? Because that's going to help you to protect the lower back. And I even have to engage the core to like puff up this area when I try to arch the back. Yeah. Shoulder blades together. Next long. And child's pose. And rest and breathe. And they still seem still quiet. Well, I'm gonna sneak in. It has to be in the practice somewhere, somehow. Pigeon pose is a hip opening. Oh, yeah. And I thread the hand to the opposite side. Oh my God. Click the toes into the floor. Relax the jaw. It's really, really, really tight. On top of that, buffalo is really cold right now. It doesn't help to loosen up the muscles. It's make the tighter. So exhale, just use that to stretch. Well, I hope you like my kind of studio / baby playground. Her and I are sharing the space together. And I have to, be careful with a lot of things. She's still not yet mobile and crawl. Just wait until then. Everything will look different again. And you can see I have the plug right here with the lamp, which is not a safe thing to do when the baby can crawl. That's the fun of it, isn't it? You learn to adjust and let go. So I do another variation of the pigeon to stretch the hip flexor on the back leg. This is a good one, but you really have to like open enough to come into this. Now I'm gonna go into Pincha Mayurasana with the heel of the block. See, handstand kicking up is not, I mean, even not opening the wrist enough, I will not be comfortable to use it, but forearms, there's no problem. And try to hug the leg, try to find the core and put the chest through. Oh my God. Relax the jaw. Oh yeah. I mean, right here. Tell me about that. It's gone. Second side. Square the hip. Oh. Taya is slowly waking up. I can hear her. So I'm glad that she allowed me to get a chance to do the hips opening. Oh, twisting. My legs are strong to the floor. Oh my God, right here. Piriformis muscles. Oh. Let the exhale to, again, it's really hurt. I have to find the space in between those tightness and sensation of that stretchy pain to find that calm and let go. And do hip flexor stretch. You're right in there. This is something I have to be careful, especially any one of us, like when you use your body part that is hurt, the alignments of your joints has to be spot on. I heal my wrist somewhat already, so when I move into that, it kind of, like, I don't think twice. But early on when I really hurt it, every movement, I was not letting it go in terms of like don't care about the alignments. I believe from the teaching that I gained from my beloved teacher is that, if the pain is, if the muscles are not inflamed, you should use your body part, but you have to use them wisely and properly. Because, the muscles are going to heal themselves. And if you use them properly, you use the muscles as what they're supposed to do, yeah. They're going to heal it and go back to like where the muscles belong to. So I believe in that because I heal myself many times with so many injuries that I have in the body. This one is still mingling, but I'm sure that it's going to heal, and I'm trying to use, the alignment of the body and the movement to take care of it. So I'm coming out from Pincha Mayurasana. I'm going to go do my handstand. To go into the L-shape handstand, first of all, you have to measure the length of the legs, because that's when, when you go upside down and you try to straighten the legs, you want the transitioning of, when the leg is straight, your hip is over your shoulder is over the wrist. When I use that to also helping me to heal my wrist, and I also getting so weak to the point that my super awesome handstand right now is not something that I can do. I kind of do not like knowing that, but it is what it is, and just gonna do what I can do today. So it's right there. So that's where I'm gonna put my wrist and really align my wrist properly. The wrist crease parallel to the front edge of the mat, and my fingers spread wide. And I have my hand a little bit wider than the shoulder, so I can really get into that chest opening. Claw the floor, walk up the wall. And I bend my knee at first because I can really keep my weight away from the wrist. And when I get that wrist really grounded, get the shoulder blades onto the back and really straighten my leg. And then you can see the hip transfer forward, which means the weight is also transferred to the wrist more. And I use the axle to push the weight back. I really can feel the wrist, that pain right there. But it's not a pain that is injuring, you're just like using it. So that is good. I bend my knees again just to give the wrist a break. And then straighten the leg. Oh, come down safely. Child's pose. Oh my God. Go back to me, like two handstand right now. It's such a vulnerable place for me to be, because handstand is one of the poses that take me 14 years to master it. And my body was able to do it well. And I can start to do variation of handstand in the point I just feel like, oh my God, this is so good. And then I become pregnant. Then I give birth and I take care of the baby and I injured my wrist and I cannot do the handstand like right now as I used to, and come back and feel like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do the handstand I want it to be again. I mean, I just feel it take a lot out from me and I feel very vulnerable. But I also appreciate the lesson of non-attachment, to know that, at the end of the day, when we leave this earth, there's nothing at all that we can take from us. It's not my health, it's not my baby, it's not my handstand. So I have the lesson to remember. So I am humble for that. However, it doesn't mean that I will give up the joy of coming back on the mat, but I just have to let go of what I gain and remember that, everything I gain here, it does not belong to me. And that is another piece of the yoga that I have not been practicing often enough, and I'm grateful that the lesson come back so I can remember to give it back to the universe. Hopefully that will be also helpful for some of us and some of you out there that, we have such a strong practice and we love our yoga so much because we can do so much. But what is going to happen when it's all taken away? Who are you then? Well, thank you so much for listening to my teaching and, try to reclaim your own physical health, mental health, and emotional health along with me. If you're not yet subscribed to Aphinya Yoga, please allow me to welcome you. And I also happen to be on Facebook and Instagram as well. If you are there and want to connect and, move through this journey together, the eyes is up for sure. I will see you there. For now, my time is up. Hopefully, it's not going to take me a month to put this video together, but it might be the case, and I will be okay with that. Take good care of yourself, mom or not mom out there. Remember to let go. Namaste.